Hey you, so on this video, silver's on fire, but will it last? I'm going to be speaking over the current silver situation. It seems to be on a bit of a tearaway at time of releasing this. I believe we're around the £15.70 mark, pound sterling, dollars around the $19.80. So before we jump into this, I'd like to say if you haven't done so already and you like what you hear/see, please do go ahead and like and subscribe. So those that know, these red clamshells are the old Luna Series 2 free coin proof sets. So I've got some here on display that I'll be showing as I'm talking about the current silver spot situation, and also a few questions asked time of this release of this video. There's been a couple of releases, new silver coin releases. I'll just give my thoughts and opinions on those either. Also, as we're not really doing the good, bad, ugly coin series no more. So yep, silver's on fire. Will it last? What do you think? Let me know down below in the comments if you think now was the time. Silver's about to tear away and this is the moment that you've been waiting for. This is it, about to break out into a song. This time I know it's the real thing. What do I think? I think it's a good thing. What am I doing? I'm enjoying the ride. I think it's great. I would say easily, since I've been in the game, I don't believe I've even seen a £16 sterling spot price. So to see it climbing up and touching there is it's a great thing to see. Will it hold? I would love for it to hold at current prices and go up from there, but I couldn't tell you what's going to happen. But I do know, looking at the current climate, things ain't getting no better. Job loss after job loss, shutdown after shutdown. You're not going to find a better environment or climate for it to really do and go on and do these insane numbers. Now, ultimately, back in the day, even where it is currently, or even the yo-yoing, would have got my juices flowing. But I've put out there many a times, I'm no longer in the silver to infinity club. I'm a lot more realistic with it. Even with everything I show in display, I believe there's a lot more play in the silver collector coins, and my foundation is my foundation. I don't think you have to be in the silver's gold on steroids any moment now. 3-digit, 100, 500, $1,000 an ounce silver. I don't subscribe to that. Just call it as it is. Now, I'm more on the, I'll believe it when I see it, and there's not many things I take that approach with. But for me, even silver touching its previous highs is more than good enough for me, and holding, that's ultimately the key. A lot of people believe if you're not down and absolutely loving it, then you shouldn't be involved in it. But as mentioned, we've seen what it can peak at, and I believe the next run, i.e. the next run down, the next crash/depression, recession, can easily push silver to those numbers. What to do from then, if you're holding long term to preserve your wealth and the likes of. We've seen silver absolutely take a serious tombstone, a backbreaking before when they slammed it down. So will you hold? For me, that's going to be a big decision time, because as mentioned, I always want to be in the metals. I know which metals I'm more comfortable with. So if it hits the previous highs, £30, $50 and the likes of, and it's going to be holding for some period of time, as I've mentioned before in the past, I believe dealers won't be falling for it that easily, especially seeing what we are currently picking up these pieces for. I may act from there, but I think seeing it now, if it can hold these prices, which is, we all know how markets work, so it's wishful thinking maybe, and just keep staggering up from there. It'd be good to see, especially breaking new highs in pound sterling and going up and above. But I think it's a very good thing for everybody invested, for all of those silver to infinity, and for all those rational thinkers, especially that dabble and are invested in it. I think it's a great thing to see. But as mentioned, now is the time. That I don't think there's a better time also to be invested in silver, because if it's going to do anything fantastic, it's going to do it now. You won't get a better scenario or play than what we currently have. We're literally on the brink of everything just pooping its pants. So I can't see any wrong, especially if you're picking up. But for me, as a long-term holder, somebody that got in with a strong mindset of I easily believe the silver spoon lies and the silver tongue lies, but I view it more rationally now. Not to say other people's views on it isn't, whether they're reading their crystal balls or their charts. But I think now, one thing I do know for sure is if there's ever going to be a better opportunity, it's not going to be the current play that's happening right now. So that would be that there. But I do want to know what you currently think. Do you think this is its time? Do you think it's just a blimp in the market? You know, we're just getting a little bit of play here and it's ultimately going to be smashed back down and it can't hold where it currently is. As mentioned, I don't even pay too much attention to the charts and anything now. I want to hear and see a lot more going on elsewhere, because you end up really focusing and thinking, is this it, or can we really go from here? And the unbelievable, the unthinkable happens, and we don't know what that can be, and just have to chalk it down to manipulation, or now just isn't quite that time now for it to be tearing away and it just gets hit back down. The paper market, bondage, call it whatever you want, you know, it just is what it is. But as mentioned, my current viewpoint on that is I'm just enjoying the ride. Literally, I'm just a passenger enjoying the ride. As you can see, I'm invested, so it's always going to be a great thing when the investment goes up a little. It's a long-term thing for me, so I don't really view it as an investment like that, like, hey, it's time to cash in some gains. But if I was going to liquidate, you know, it would be silver into gold. I've always mentioned silver into gold. I'm only focusing on those two metals as mentioned before. Also, platinum is a fantastic play. I know it all, you know, when everybody hates it, it's your time to love it, but I don't think there's much of a big play there, but I'll do a separate video another time on that there. So jumping in now to some of the releases that I've been asked about. One was only just brought to my attention, and another one literally caught me off guard myself. It was from the Royal Mint. I believe it was the Innovations of Science Design. I don't know what the actual coin is. I've sent a link. It looks pretty decent. I think the Royal Mint have also taken that approach of going with a real low mintage, increased their prices on the gold Proof 50p coin. I do not have no images here to currently show as to what I'm referring to, but I think they've taken the right approach. Everybody head over to the Royal Mint if you want to see what I'm actually babbling on about here, but head over to the Royal Mint if you want to see their new approach. So I believe with the gold, which is the main focus here, they've really lowered their mintage down to the 250s. So for a lot of the Peter Rabbits, the Snowmen, the Wallace and Gromit, I think we was at 600 peak, and the Snowman was at 400. Just the ones that I've picked up, I believe even the Hawkins was around, couldn't even tell you, 400 or 500 or 600. But their new approach to this, i.e. the 250, is very interesting. I think if anything, that was their big approach. But it's interesting to also see that there's not that much sentiment for the coins at the moment. At time of release of this video, when I do release it on the day of the release, they was hanging around for a little while. I know the Royal Mint can fudge the numbers a lot and make it appear out of stock, so just giving them up a phone call if you are one of those that believe you missed the boat. But yeah, they've got 50% on all of them still around, and that's a very, very low mintage. What do I think? I'm only referring to the gold proof here, but as the silver I believe will be just a play and play. But I think a lot of people just at that price point also, it's hard for me because back in the time I was buying a lot of the gold proofs, I think at the time for like £795, just under £800. But it falls a bit in line, especially with a very low mintage and from a very strong mint. I believe a lot of the Royal Mint coins in time are easily auction ready just from where they come from. I think it's a good play. I think the design is pretty mediocre. Once again, nothing to show here in terms of the design and likes of, but I think 250 is very interesting that they're taking that approach. Very, very interesting that they're taking that approach. Would I be interested? I purchased the Hawkins. I do have the one, I believe it was the first one. So I do have the Isaac Newton also. I won't be bothering to get that out. But I do think it's a good play, especially if you have the others. And I think you can't go wrong with that there. So next would be the Perf Mint release. I believe it's the Poseidon. I think they're remixing one of their hot coin releases, the Gods of Olympus. Perf Mint, I think the mintage was 15k. Once again, don't hold me to that. What do I think? I think I wasn't the biggest fan of the last one. I think the images are nice, once again, subjective. Let me know what you think of these down below. But I think most definitely there is a play there, once again, because it's coming from Perf. But currently, just with what's going on and just where the collector coin market is, am I going to be a buyer first and foremost? For the Royal Mint coin, I may. But that just depends. You know, you're most definitely going to see them on eBay and the likes of doubling, easily asking 2K plus just because of the mintage. So going on to the Poseidon, would I be a buyer of? Maybe not. You know, it's a BU coin. Everybody and anybody's going to be on it. A 15K mintage from Perth is absolutely fantastic, but I just don't think now's the time. And I think a lot more so now with dealers, as I say in every video, playing front, middle and back, there's 100% opportunities. And just like the black flag, I think all of those that lock in early are most definitely going to get rewarded. And I think personally, it's one of the best offerings right now. If you're going to get into any coin and you want to take a safe bet or the best bet, you won't get better than these releases here, i.e. the black flag and this current release right here. But my view and outlook is the competition's too stiff in terms of the dealers and just where the market currently is. You know, you want to be able to get the coin and put it on eBay and it's on fire, whereas, you know, we don't know where we're going in terms of many people not even have the funds to buy, you know, a loaf of bread and some beans right now, a tin of beans. So I don't think there's a lot of play in the collector coin market, and that's the only reason why I'm not in. You know, I've been involved in other markets, as we all know, no secret or surprise there. And if I was to put, say, $100, I'm going to be seeing a fantastic return, risk or no risk. Whereas right now, putting it into the coins, just the amount of effort that you need to go into it, i.e. listing it, and then the fear factor of not knowing what's going on, and then sending the coin out and yada, yada, yada. I'm looking at my money and I'm trying to work smarter, not harder in the long terms. And just acquiring the coin is also going to be a pain in the butt for me in Europe. You know, a lot of dealers in Europe ain't even got them up listed yet. So it obviously seems to be America first that are getting dibs. But I would most definitely take a chance on this coin because I can't see it being a bad play in the long run. But, you know, let me know if you're locking in on that. So hopefully I've covered that. I got to everybody immediately, didn't keep nobody waiting, whether he was going to be locking in on these coins or not. That's my thoughts and opinions on that. My thoughts and opinions once again on the current spot price on silver being on fire. Yes, gold is also rising, but silver seems to be the one. Once again, I'm not a triple digit, you know, fanatic, but I am a holder, an investor in silver. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on whether you think we can really go from here, $20 plus. I know a lot of people want to see it break that barrier and think it can go on for here. Or let me know what your realistic thoughts and opinions on it in the long term, from now to Christmas, I would call it. I think we're going to see a lot of action between now and Christmas. You know, there's a lot that's going to be taking place. But hey, all love it, guys. Please let me know what you think of this video. Once again, please do go ahead and like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I'll catch you guys on the rebound.